Namaste. As we are running in building materials and sorry, yeah, I would like to share the screen now. Yeah, as we are discussing in uh, uh, building materials and construction practice of third semester. So today I would like to take a session of we can say recitation session or review session of what we have studied so far, right? So in this subject we are having six chapters: stones, bricks, tiles, and sand. Chapter one. Unit two is cement and cement mortar and concrete, and unit 3 is timber and surface protective materials, and unit 4 yeah, unit 4 is classification of buildings and foundations and masonry. Unit 5 is doors, windows, lintels, scaffolding, and staircases. Unit 6 is roofs, floorings, protective and decorative finishes. If you see broadly, this subject name itself is building materials and construction practice. The first three units are pertaining to explaining about the construction materials which are used in construction industry, like building industry. And the second three units, second half of fourth, fifth, and sixth units are comprising construction practice. So now we have completed up to three chapters. So construction materials part we have completed, and we have to step in into construction practice part. Before that, I would like to make a summarize of three units what we have studied so far. Let us discuss one by one. So I don't want to play any videos now. Just I will try to explain from first chapter to last chapter, around 14 slides, 14 PPTs we have run. Right. Let us see one by one first. So this was our first slide, which was explained on 2nd July, right? So we have discussed here. Uh, we have discussed here about yes. We have discussed here about scope and study of construction materials, and describes classification of stones and characteristics of good stones. We have studied here. My system is hanging, I think so. Yeah. Uh, like if you see the construction materials, we already studied water construction materials. Construction materials, the materials which are used for structures construction is called construction materials. And classification of materials we have seen like this. Materials, construction materials can be bricks, stones. These are solid materials, and binding materials may be like lime, cement, mortar, or suki, and protective materials may be paints, varnishes, and plasters. Broadly we have discussed these three categories, right? So first chapter is comprises of solid building materials. Second chapter is comprising of building materials like lime, cement, cement mortar, concrete, like. And the third chapter is protective, surface protective materials and timber, right? So likewise we have seen different materials. So actually we have seen the study of construction of materials involves study of their sources, extraction, properties, tests, and uses. Properties is nothing but characteristics of a good building stone, characteristics of a good brick, characteristics of a good sand, characteristics of a good timber, right? Likewise we have seen everything, right? So we have also seen this construction materials may help engineers to know about the sources construction, and which are suitable for various engineering works or not. And the various properties are like physical properties, mechanical properties, likewise, right? So if you see the as per international standards, we have the useful information of materials may be obtained from Indian standards like specifications, properties, sampling procedures, right, and testing procedures. How much sample you have to take from the lot. And first chapter related to stones. Actually, what is a rock and what is a stone? Rock is a solid mass of different types of minerals which forms the Earth's crust, is known as rock. So stone is a naturally available construction material quarried and extracted from the rock. That is called stone. The properties of stone depends on the parent rock only. Classification of rocks. Rocks may be classified geological classification, physical classification, and chemical classification. Geological classification may be igneous rock, sedimentary rocks, or metamorphic rocks. If you take a physical classification, based on physical classification, we can see as foliated rocks, non-foliated rocks, right? And likewise, we can see. Uh, if you see the chemical composition, so we can see laterites like this: stratified rocks, unstratified rocks, and foliated rocks. Right, stratified rocks means these rocks are layered structures. Non-stratified like this. Stratified rocks means you can see the layers we can remove. Unstratified means it's a solid rock. No, there is no having any solid layers. See here, this is solid one. Foliated means these also coming from layers, but very thin layers. Example is slate, cyst. So, what are the characteristics of a good building stone? So, good building stone should have a structure, texture of stone, durability, hardness, strength, toughness. Here already we seen what is a hardness. Hardness is a property which can be resist to the compressive strength, strength and toughness, right? So impact loads, porosity, absorption, specific gravity, right? So you can see these are the some chemical physical characteristics are of a stone. Characteristics of a good stone. See, hardness is resistance to abrasive forces, and strength is resistance to crushing, and toughness is resistance to impact forces. Right. So these are the some absorption. Water absorption should be not more than 5% for rocks or stones. Specific gravity, resistance to fire, resistance to electricity, seasoning means removal of internal moisture is called seasoning, right? Dressing means cutting the stone into required shape, size, is called a dressing. Appearance, workability, cost. So these are the characteristics of a good building stone. What we have seen in first slide, right? Next, we have discussed about characteristics of a stone and properties of various stones. See, we have seen like this. What is a granite? Granite is a variety of igneous rock formation. Properties of granite we have seen, and we can see dressing of stone. So uses of granite, this is suitable for heavy engineering works like abutments, piers, and bridges, uh, and coarse aggregate and concrete and railway ballast and road metal. We are using say granite. So granite, these are the granite structures. And next one is marble. This is a marble structure, marble stone. Marble is a common metamorphic uh, rock, and properties of marble is just less than the granite. The compressive strength of granite may be up to 110 not MPa. Here only 70 MPa it is there. Water absorption is less compared to granite. This is about marble. So uses of marble: electricity, switchboards, wall linings, other decorative purposes, uses for dados, Venus, even kitchen sinks also we are using marbles. Availability in northern part. Next, Kadapa stones we have seen. So Kadapa stone it is a highly polished material, but a Tandu stone can be not highly polished. So Shabat stone or Tandu stone, what we say, right? But here we see the giant thickness, maybe more in Shabat stones, right? So these are the some uses of Shabbat stones also we have seen. So then dressing, freshly quarried stones are irregular in shape, size and rough in surface. So the process of cutting the stones to suitable size, shape and surface. The process of cutting the stones to suitable size, shape and surface is called dressing of stones. So necessity to obtain the pleasing appearance, to obtain proper bedding with good mortar joints, to obtain special shapes and arches, right? So the preliminary dressing of stones is done in the quarry itself due to following reasons, right? So what is the final dressing? This is factors affecting the surface finishes, its functions and function of the structure, nature and type of stones, and weathering agencies where it is exposed to weather or not. So hammer dress and quarry face finish is well suitable for RR masonry, but rough tooled surface are suitable for exposed surfaces. Right. This is about stones dressing, different types of stone properties. What we have seen. Next, we have seen this. Definitions of bricks we have seen. Next is bricks. So construction materials, even bricks also materials. So highly used. Brick is a clay product available everywhere, easy to handle, easy to transport, not expensive, adequately strong and durable. So brick, a rectangular block made of soil and burnt in a kiln to become hard and strong. It have uniform shape and size. The standard sizes also we have seen as per IS 1077 1992 code, brick specifications like a nominal brick 190 90 by 90. So we have seen this one also, and there is a tolerance limit in code. If you take a 20 bricks in a line, lengthwise 20 bricks should be 3800, maybe plus or minus 80 tolerance is allowed, acceptable limit. If you take a width 9 9 90 uh, width, then 20 bricks should be 1800 but plus or minus 40 is allowed. Even height wise also plus or minus 40 tolerance is allowed as per code IS 1077. This is the measurement of length in tolerance length, measurement of tolerance in width, measurement of tolerance in height. So and the bricks classification and the cross section, and manufacturing of bricks, steps involved in manufacturing of bricks also we have seen. Here we seen uh, this one. Here we have seen the manufacturing of bricks, the steps involved in manufacturing of bricks is as follows as per this article. There are four steps majorly involved in manufacturing of bricks, that is preparation of clay, molding, drying, and burning. Right. So preparation involves soiling and unsoiling. These are all what we have seen. Uh, Yeah, this is what we have seen as about manufacturing of bricks, and we have seen already compressive strength testing of a brick when it is tested by IS 3495. Um, these are the acceptable limits. So compressive strength and water absorption test of bricks, we have seen water absorption test is done by allowing the brick immersion into the water for 24 hours, then take the weight. It should not be um, observe more than 20% weight. See here. Yeah. Yeah, the average of five specimens should be taken as the water absorption capacity of the lot. So, if the common bricks shall not be more than 20% water absorbed, and for class 12.5 bricks and higher classes is 15% water absorption. And characteristics of a good bricks uh, maybe hardness, strength, soundness, structure, porosity, and water absorption. Same like stones, durability, efflorescence. Efflorescence means it is the whitish crystalline substance which appears on the surface of walls due to presence of salts in the lime and cement, um, and resistance to fire. This is what we have seen in bricks chapter. Next week we have seen about sand. Common varieties of clay products also we have seen like roof tiles, floor tiles, wall tiles, vitrified tiles, ceramic tiles. Likewise, we have seen different tiles. Mangalore tiles originated by from Mangalore, right? So these are the some clay products also we have seen. So they have in different shapes and characteristics of a good tile also we have seen. Ceramic tiles. These are tiles are used for floors and wall surfaces, right? They are machine made by pressing and firing the clay. And vitrified tiles are manufactured using white clay imported specially from Ukraine. Vitrified tiles also having a good mechanical strength and scratch resistance, resistance to acids. Vitrified tiles, granite is a very soft material and hence its absorption resistance is approximately 3, whereas vitrified tiles have an abrasion resistance is 6 to 7 on MOH scale, measurement of hardness scale. So these tiles also we have seen. There are floor tiles and characteristics of a good tile. It should be free from cracks. It should uniform shape and color. Sound, hardness, durable, well burnt, fit and properly when placed in place. Good resistance to dampness, atmospheric effects can withstands low and high temperatures. Stoneware also used. Glaze. What is a glaze? Is a layer of coating of vitreous substance, glass substance, which has been fired to fuse to a ceramic object. We have seen. Glazing means a glassy coated coat applied to pottery, which protects it by dusting slurry imposed of glazed minerals and water over the clay. Right. So purpose of glazing is to color, to decorate by giving a glossy look to strengthen waterproof, right? So these are the glazy tiles and uses of glazy tiles, hygienic conditions, toilets, even railway stations, bus stations, hospitals, waiting rooms. We are using glazing tiles. These are the glazing tiles, and also we have seen porcelain. So it is the name given to a high-grade ceramic ware having white color, right? So this is porcelain also we have seen, and we have seen also sand. What is a sand? Sand is an inorganic material which is an aggregate of sharp and angular grains of silica. So natural sand and artificial sand. So natural sand means river sand, pit sand, and sea sand, right? So you have seen these already differences of these two sands. River sand is the best about all, and artificial sand means sand obtained from crushing stones and gravel to power. So this is also very popularly using now, right? Characteristics of good sand. Good sand should have coarse and angular surfaces, sharp and grain. So free from clay and silt. Should be chemically inert, strong and durable. Size of the grain should be passes through 4.75 mm on ISU and retains on 75 micron ISU. Fineness modulus of sand should be 2 and 3. The grains of Sand should be free from dust. Grains must be free from organic matter. Functions of sand: reduces the shrinkage of binding material, right? Prevents development cracks in the mortar and after drying. So prevents hardening in fat lime to make mortars desirable grade. These are the functions of sand. We also see the bulking of sand. The increase in volume of sand due to presence of surface moisture is called bulking of sand. Is the unit weight will be increased and volume is increasing, right? So we also is already seen this bulking of sand also, right? Some inferences also we have seen. And surki is a material which surki is a material which is uh, all, which is get from pieces of burnt bricks. Surki is used with lime mortars, right? So robo sand is it's a perfect substitute for river sand manufactured as per IS 383. So IS 383 is a code which is explaining the aggregates, right? So 383 to 380 and 11970 and Zone 2 standard it will come from Robo sand, right? It is also manufactured the sand like in sand, right? Masonry and plastic purpose it is using. The giants of brick masonry is very strong, right? Robo grating uses of robo sand in all concrete works and the first and final coat of masonry. Specifications may be robo sand is like this. So this is what we have seen in robo sand and this all. Next we'll go to uh, we already seen the cement industry. So cement is a fine and soft powder type substance. It is made from mixtures of elements, right? So history of cement we have seen John Joseph Aspden in his kitchen uh, made a hydraulic cement in Pozzolana with the help of Pozzolana materials. The history of cement we have seen ordinary Portland cement how the name exists. This is and cement is chemical composition of cement is having main materials like calcium, lime, silica, aluminium, iron oxide, magnesium, alkalis, and sulfur dioxide. If you see the chemical composition chart of a cement, the major contribution is from lime, that is calcium, right? So the functions and ingredients of each and every ingredient also we can see like this. So then we have seen the manufacturing of cement, the more raw materials required for manufacturing of cement are calcareous materials such as limestone or chalk and argillaceous materials such as shale and uh, clay. These are two process of manufacturing of cement, that is wet process and dry process. So in our syllabus it is only covered in dry process. So we discussed about dry process. In this process, the following operations are involved: mixing of raw materials, burning, burning and grinding. Grinding is nothing but pulverizing the rocks into powder, and packing and distribution. These are the main four steps involved in manufacturing of cement process. This is the cement plant. Flowchart of a cement plant we have seen. So from the Paris limestone is coming here and crushing in the crushings and classification different size of materials and then raw mill, then homogeneous silo, right? Then dust operation, then clinkers means here this rotary kiln means high heating of the raw materials. Then it will go to clinkers which can be make into pieces, polarizing, then cement mills, then it will be packed and transported. These are the flowchart of manufacturing of cement in dry process. So that what we have discussed here, right? Then the different process also we have seen. Then we went to into types of cements. Cements are classified around 9 10 types. Ordinary Portland cement, rapid hardening cement, sulfate resisting cement, quick setting cement, low heat cement, pozzolana, uh, PPC means Portland pozzolana cement, high aluminium cement, white cement, colored cement. These are the different types of cements. Ordinary Portland cement is suitable for all works. If you see the quick setting cement, it is having a more lime content, so that setting will be very fast. So less amount of gypsum is added here in this cement. White cement also gets set very fast, right? So they are free from chlorine oxides and manganese also, right? So uses of this one we have seen, and also in continuation of that different types of cements we have seen, uh, and we have seen the different tests on cement, that is fineness test, consistency test, initial setting and final setting times test, soundness test, and now the grades and the cement and compressive strength. uh, these are the this is the main test for cement testing, that is normal consistency. This test can be said as the heart of the cement. Normal consistency is defined by the percentage of water required to produce, sorry, percentage of water required to produce a cement paste of standard consistency, and the Vickert apparatus is used for normal consistency, right? So how the test is performed also we discussed. We have to take 300 grams of cement, initially add 25% of water by weight of the cement, then uh, trials, uh, then it will get up to your plunger should be penetrate 3 to 5 from the bottom, then you take out that percentage of water, the number of iterations will give the uh, normal consistency of cement. This normal consistency can be used in many ways, like if initial setting time. So initial setting and final setting times we have to calculate by using 8 point by adding by 8 point, 0.85 percentage of water what we get in normal consistency, right? Even final setting time, the plunger should just make an impression on the surface, right? So and we have seen the different compressed soundness of the cement also, means taking the cement cast into this ring leach clear apparatus, right? We are immersing the cement sample into water and boiling the water. So uh, immersion for 24 hours in the boiling water, temperature is 27 degree to 32 degrees, and we see the expansion of cement. The water added to the cement paste is 0.87 times of normal consistency. So normal consistency cement is says as a heart of the cement testing. All tests are depends on the normal consistency. These are the final results of cements as per code. Fineness should not be less than 10%. Soundness means expansion of cement should not be more than 10%. Initial setting time for OPC should be less than should not be less than should be less than 30 minutes, and final setting time should not be more than 600 minutes, and compressive strength is getting as per the grade of cement, like 33 grade, 43 grade, 53 grade cement, which can be calculated, already explained here. So like if you get 28 days strength, not less than 33 MPa, then it is get called as 33 grade cement, and we are taking the cement and standard sand 1:3 ratio, and adding the water of different uh, as per the AS code, then we are testing the this one compressive strength of cement and blended of cement, different cements and Portland PPC cement means adding mineral admixtures like fly ash to the cement and making the cement strengthened. So we have seen this all, and next we enter into the uh, mortars and concretes. So mortar means the mortar is a paste prepared by adding the required quantity of water to a mixture of binding material like cement or lime and fine aggregate. So different ingredients is binding material, fine aggregate, and water for the ingredients of mortar. right? So binding material may be cement or lime. Fine aggregate may be, it should be inert material. It should be angular, durable grains, and sharp, well graded, free from salts. Water should be free from chemicals, right? These are we have seen. Motors are classified on the basis of binding material, nature of application, bulk density, special motors, right? This we have seen in motor classifications. And there is a different methods of preparation of mortar, hand mixing and machine mixing. This also we have seen in the mortar category. Next we enter into the concrete. We discussed deliberately about concrete for 2 3 classes, right? Ingredients of concrete. Main ingredient of concrete is cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and water, sometimes admixtures also, right? So these are the main ingredients of cement, and cement, aggregate, and water we have seen. So the advantages of RCC, what is a PCC, what is the RCC, plain cement concrete, and if we know that concrete is weak in compression, so weak in tension, so we are adding a reinforcement to make the concrete to resist even tensile forces also. That is called RCC, what we have seen. And hydration of the cement also we have seen. So when water is added to the cement, the chemical reaction starts between the active components of cement. That is, these are called as BOGO components, right? That water which is exothermic in nature, it liberates a significant amount of heat. That is called hydration of cement. And factors influencing rate of hydration are type of cement, fineness, and temperature. And water cement ratio, the ratio of amount of water to be added to its weight is called water cement ratio, right? This is very impact and strength of cement also. So even we see different tests and concrete, like a fresh concrete we are seeing workability test, slump compacting factor test, and flow test, and hardened concrete we are doing the compressive strength test also. So in workability test, slump cone is popularly used, so measuring the how much slump is there for the concrete, whether it is a true slump or not, we are checking. And we enter into the concrete part, different tests for workability and compressive strength of cement, concrete, sorry, we have seen. Then we have entered into the concrete. Concrete also we have seen different admixtures, right? Before that we have seen concrete also, right? Yeah. This is about concrete. So you have seen admixtures also, different types of admixtures and effects. Types of admixtures: accelerator, retarders, waterproof materials, air entering agents, plasticizers, and pozzolans. These are only definitions required for our examination point of view. And batching of materials, different materials for the concrete. So actually, method of preparation of the concrete is in 5 phases. That is batching of materials, mixing of materials, transportation, placing, compaction, and finish, and curing. These are the 5 phases of concrete construction can be done. So batching means taking the proper and accurate measurements of all ingredients of a concrete. This batching is the process of weighing or measuring the ingredients for a batch of concrete. That is called batching, right? And the methods of batching also volumetric or manual, or volumetric or wave batch also there, right? So mixing of concrete, there are manual mixing and method mixing, right? These are two types of mixing of concrete. And transportation by different vehicles. And placing of concrete should not be, sometimes it is boom placers or pressure pumps or manually, but it should be take care, not a segregation of concrete will happen. And placing, after placing, it is a compaction is very very required. If you 5% voids present in concrete, it can reduce 30% of the strength of the concrete. If 10% of voids presents in concrete, it can reduce 50% of strength. Method of compaction may be manual or hand compaction, manual method or mechanical method. Manual method is poking by rod. So mechanical method is by using needle vibrator, plate vibrator, or different vibrators. These are the next curing. Curing means to complete the chemical reaction and setting the concrete without loss of water added to green concrete. So curing is done water curing, steam curing, membrane curing. There are different types of curing also seen here. And after that we enter into the uh, concrete test, and whatever we have entered into timber. So what is a timber means wood which is hard fibrous substance which is form a major part. It can be available from the uh, trees, right? So we have seen this also. uh, then characteristics of a good timber should be appearance, color, defects, durability, fibers, elasticity, fire resistance, mechanical wear, smell, shape, sound, strength, toughness, weight, water permeability, structures, weathering effects, structure and working conditions. And we have seen seasoning of timber. So the process of drying of timber slowly is known as seasoning of timber. So the freshly filled tree should contain 50% of its own dry water, that is called sapwood. So we have to remove that sap from the timber to get it hard. So it should be fire resistance also. Sometimes there are the different photos and the wieners. Wieners are the thin sheets. Wieners are the thin sheets of superior variety of wood. Can be used as also anywhere, right? Next, plywood we have seen. So a board forming by gluing together three or more layers of wieners is known as plywood. So different plywoods also we have seen. And Ecoboards, starboards. So starboards means starboard panels are used for solid core of compressed wheat or rice. Okay, then this is a solid starboards, right? Next we have entered into the sorry, 15th. Yeah, seasoning of wood. Next seasoning of wood we have seen. Next 16th we have seen importance in the seasoning of timber. What is the good characteristics of timber? Next we have seen into last class, that is yeah. Next we have entered into the surface protective materials, that is paints. So paint is a liquid that will spread over a solid surface, dry and harden, forming adherent and coherent material. So types of constraints of paints. There are six constraints of ingredients of paint. You can say that is base material. Next, inert filter or adulterant. Next, vehicle or carrier. Next, dryer. Next, solvent. Next, pigment. There are six steps involved in uh, paints, right? So the paints are maybe base paint or inner filter. Vehicle means it's the liquid substance used in an paint for dissolving and holding the base and pigment suspension. And pigment also added here. And a dryer. Some paints are used for required to thickness the vehicle. Some paints may be dry easily, right? Solvent is to thin the paint. Thinner also called. Pigment is the coloring get mixed with the base to product which is desired of color of the paint also. Pigments also. Pigment is a paint which should have a property of readily amalgamating with the vehicle capacity, right? Indigo, cobalt, there are some colors. Functions of paints to protect surfaces from weathering effects of the temperature, atmosphere, to prevent a decay of wooden members. If we not uh, to prevent corrosion, to prevent helpful also. These are the some functions of grain. This is a flow chart of plain paint manufacturer. That characteristics of a paint is it should be spread in a thin film, high coverage, good workability, durability, and sufficient elasticity should be there. Cheap and economical should be there. Enamels is prepared by grinding the bases into zinc or white lead or varnish, right? This is what we have seen. In application of varnish also we have seen. Varnish means a transparent, semi-transparent solution of resinous substance either in incidyl or turpentine alcohol is called varnish, and ingredients of varnish are resins, solvent, and different dryers also, right? This is what we have seen in uh, last class, right? This is the end of the sessions which have seen in the last class. So shall we see some videos also if it is there? So this is about today's session. So we have discussed elaborately the three chapters what we have studied in last so many days. Let us see a good video regarding to different types of concretes available. Straw. This is what we get trees from wooden products. So this is where we can we already completed all three chapters of construction materials. So now happily we can end the class. Before ending, we'll see some video which is completely very simple. Yeah, these are the some videos we have seen. So coming to the syllabus again, and next class we will start the classification of buildings, foundations, and masonry in next class. So up to here we have completed construction materials. Now building construction and materials, the subject name construction, building materials we have submitted, completed, and we will concentrate on the construction practice in next class. Until then, namaste.